Now, to kick off the Skift Short-Term Rental Summit, please welcome Skift founder and CEO, Rafat Ali.
Welcome to the third, I guess in person, we did in 2019, we did last year in person, and then this is our third Skift Short-Term Rental Summit. And I know a bunch of you, I guess, are standing outside. More people need to be in the room at some point. But we are really excited to have the third edition. I feel like this is the year where a lot of the bubble has gone out of the market, and it's now the real short-term market. So over the whole day, you'll hear a lot from different speakers on what's the current reality in the short-term rental market, how do we grow from here? If the exponential growth phase is over, what are the next levers of growth in the industry? What is required from a consumer perspective? While we did have a laugh at this thing, which, how many of you had seen this before? So I guess most of you, because this is our industry. But there is a point in there, which is that the consumer perception is not that many of the consumers have this perception. So how do we overcome this perception for this industry? And definitely that probably is one of the levers for growth as we grow from here. So that's what we'll talk about. Some of the themes that we'll have through the day is obviously consolidation. I mentioned about the consumer behavior trends that are happening, data insights, distribution obviously continues to be a huge part, growth strategies, host challenges. I'm going to interview the global head of policy for Airbnb, Jay Carney. That's the last interview of the day, so please stay for that. And so we're going to talk a lot about the policy issues as well as host issues as well in that interview. And then obviously other sessions through the day. Innovation and tech continues to be a growth market for the sector. Market dynamics, investor outlook. There's a little bit of shine that's come off the investor outlook for the sector. So we're going to talk about that. And obviously, as I mentioned, regulations as well. I want to thank our speakers that are here. They're from all different parts of the industry. Some of them are even from outside US as well. So we'll get a very good overview of what the short-term rental market is. I want to thank, this is our first conference where we actually put an advisory panel together. Becca, who's I think sitting back there, who's running the show, she put this great industry panel together to advise us on what are the types of topics, who are the speakers and stuff. The only person I think who's not here is Jessica, who's actually getting married today. I think she got married yesterday. I saw a photo on LinkedIn, so she's not here. I know, I'm sure many of you know her. I want to thank our sponsors, AirDNA, Aways, Travel Station, Plum Guy. Thank you for your support. We would like some more sponsors here next year. How many of you have downloaded the app? I guess most of you have. If you haven't, this is the way to do it. Go to any of the app stores, STR 2024, log into Skift. You can look at the program. What else can we do? Ask questions. I don't know if you have questions. I think for some of the sessions we have questions for the audience as well, for the speakers as well. You can go through that. The research that we came out with, was it last week or the week before that we came out with, which is one of the thesis we went into particularly for this conference is there consumer fatigue in the market when it comes to the short-term rental market. And the research that we came out with, which is what Seth will present after me, is that, well, actually, I'll leave it for him to present that. But it was actually very interesting. If you want, I should go back. If you want to read the full report, you can scan this code or you can subscribe to Skift Research. Also, this is new for us. We just launched, I think a month ago maybe, our first ever Skift Short-Term Rental Awards. And so we need more money from the industry, so you should scan this and enter these awards. What we want to do is obviously build the most editorially independent, relevant awards for your market, and that's what we're going to do. So excited to do that. If you use this code, you'll actually get a discount to apply. And then if you want to hire the right people for your industry for the next phase of growth for the short-term rental industry, I don't know how many of you know this, but we launched 3 months ago an executive search group led by Steve, who's here. And if you want to talk to him about hiring the next phase of growth for your senior executives in your companies, you should talk to him. And if you want to come to our big one, which is the Global Forum, where we talk all across the industry for all different parts of the travel industry, this is our year 11 of the Skift Global Forum. That's happening September 17th to 19th here in New York City. I think that's it. let's get started.